Well, hello and welcome to Conscious Gatherers. My name is Beverly Thompson.
And I'm AJ Royce.
We welcome you to episode 158. And this is season 6. We're going to be on season 7 in a couple months. It's like, wow. But anyway, welcome.
Nice.
It does. So, yeah, I think we can go back to all our episodes and probably they all fit for today. You know, it's kind of odd, when you start looking at that, but we understand things much deeper now. But anyway, today's date is October the 28th, 2025. And so we have a few things, as always, to share with you. And if you noticed in the what do you call it? What we're going to talk about, block, and about the return. And so we do have more information on what we have heard the return. And so it's been very interesting that one of our episodes is called The Return, and it's back December 2024. So that's almost a year old. And Royce had received that information, and we'll share that again, even though we talked about it almost a year ago, but it certainly fits with what we're doing today and what I received today. So, and a little more information, of course. But we always get more information. All right. Okay. Do you have more to say before we start getting into all of this?
Let's go.
All right. Very good. Back in the year 2000, and it was actually prior to that, so it was either 1998 or 1999, I was shown the back of the moon. So I was working with Sananda, and he had shown me the back of the moon, and I saw geodesic domes. I saw a lot of activity, a lot of flying machines or craft going to and fro. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. And that was that. And then it was like a year later or something. And I'm like, why'd you show me the back of the moon? It's like I didn't ask to begin with. But anyway, at the time I was just watching, observing. And so I did ask. And when I did that, I had another vision of a craft that was being worked on. And I could see military man working on it. I could see ET type of beings working on it, on this craft. And they were walking on the moon just as we walk on ground. At least I felt it was on the moon. And I could see it was like an oval shape, and it reminded me of a back of a turtle, with the higher, back to it. And there was a row of red lights and green lights. And so I thought, what are they doing? What's this about? And it was called Operation Red Nadir. And I believe I did mention this in one of my books. I'm really not sure where. And but it's been coming to me about Operation Red Nadir for a while, especially with the 3-eye atlas showing up. And I thought, So this afternoon I pulled that out. Of course, the one newsletter, we used to do physical paper newsletters, and the first one I opened up. Of course, I opened right to it. So you know how that works. So I believe I'm supposed to share it with you. Yeah. So I will. And by the way, hopefully we're not buffering or glitching, because in the previous episode we couldn't get on. We had to go off and start a whole new podcast, and then the end of our podcast got cut off.
Yeah,
and we could not get back on. And so and I mean, we're not touching anything. So why this happened, I don't know, outside of maybe we're talking about things they didn't want said, and whoever they are. And not sure, but we're going to speak up today. So
yeah, that's what we were told to do, is to speak up, speak out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're doing. That's what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
you can't stop us. Well, try. So, so it gets a little frustrating at times. So, if any of you have any issues that you can't hear us or see us properly, or something's going on that we're not told on the screen, because there'll be a notice on the screen that that we don't have, the webcast is not working. So anyway, if there's any issues, let us know, and we have our chat open. And even as we're talking, if you have any questions or comments, please put them down, and we'll try to answer anything that we can answer.
Yeah, and if we happen to get cut off at any time, please keep trying back, because it'll get to a point to where we just have to start over again, start a brand new podcast. So keep looking, and we'll pop up.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
it works out. And is our sound okay? Anybody have any comments on that? Because I know I've been messing around with the sound, and I just realized that I didn't change it. Anyway, if anybody has any issues with our sound, let me know.
Where's the sound?
Well, it shows there's little dots right here.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I see it.
But I can't tell what that means. Outside of it, it says that we are being recorded. So
Okay.
So anyway, do let us know. All right, Operation Red Nadir, and this is what I wrote back in the year 2000. In fact, it was autumn 2000. So I will share it with you now, and we'll see, and if that has anything to do with this 3-eye atlas. Sounds great. Okay, I did get a message. All right, super. Thank you. All right. About 1.5 years ago, this is from year 2000 that I wrote this, I was shown the back of our moon by Sananda. What I saw from a distance was a city of geodesic domes and many space vehicles coming and going. At the time, I thought it was very interesting, but asked no questions. So I know I'm repeating myself, but that's the way it is. This past summer, I stepped outside and gazed at the beautiful moon and asked Sananda, okay, why was I shown the city on the back of the moon, and what is really going on? I then was shown beings, both humans and what we call aliens, building a ship that looked like the back of a turtle and had 2 rows of lights, one red and the other green, on either side of the ship. I was told that this ship is being prepared to come to Earth at the time of great chaos. At the helm of the ship will be a being, not human as we would recognize one, but a humanoid being that has the greenish skin and looks somewhat reptilian. Sounds reptilian to me, now that I'm a little, know a little bit more about the reptilian race. Many types of beings, including the military, will be on the ship. The beings will represent themselves as a sort of savior. Many ideas they will bring will be beautiful, but do use discernment and do not do anything against your will. They will come when they feel the time is right. I said, which would probably be within the next 2 years. So that did not happen, because that would have been around 2002. And then they said, you are the sun, the moon, and the stars. Interesting. And so I said, please explain. Excuse me. You were the creators of the dichotomy. Yep. Now you create the next step. The heavens will be coming back to Earth. I said, they are already here. And the answer was yes, but most of your peoples are not aware that this is so. So we bring the stars here. The people, those not yet awake, will know that they are not alone, that there is so much more beyond their comprehensions. Let them learn. Those of you in the awakened state, watch the transformation. Then step in and apply the divine knowledge you hold within. You will bring calm to the chaos. Stay centered, stay calm in the knowing that the end result of this coming, that was in quotation marks, coming, will bring the necessary enlightenment for the full planetary ascension. They said, we are the ones whom you call the ascended masters. Know that we are no more ascended than all of you. Hold tight, the ship is coming in. We are ready. Ready yourselves, and by that, use your internal knowingness. Be at peace with this knowledge. We thank you. So,
Hmm.
and you were recalling a time with your mother, and if you go ahead and share that.
Oh, okay. I think about a week before she passed, I was in the hospital room with her. I've told this story before, but it kind of fits here. She hummed, she was asleep, and she hummed 3 tones. And I recognized them immediately because those same 3 tones woke me up. They were an odd progression of sound. And so I even got up and found out what notes they were, and with the piano. But anyway, she hummed these 3 tones, and I got in close and listened to see if she would do it again, and she did, which kind of freaked me out at the time. Here you are in a hospital setting, you're not expecting anything like that. And so I said, I hummed the tones back, and her eyes popped open, and she said, yes. And I said, you heard the tones? And she said, yes. I said, what does it mean? And without skipping a beat, she said, they're coming. And I've said, for good or what? And she said, it won't be so bad. This place is so screwed up, it won't be so bad. And then she went on to talk about a lot of other things, and then reminisced a little bit about family and all of that sort of thing. But she ended up her dialogue with, "This is a strange planet." and so it was like the information that she was giving was something's coming, an event to take place, and obviously other beings. It's not like it's going to be really great or really bad. It won't be so bad because we're in a kind of, as my mother would say, a mell of a hess right now, because there's so much chaos going on. So it's like it won't be so bad. Just go with it. But like Bev said about keeping your sense of discernment, feel it out, feel it within your own being, whatever it is. Every day, use your discernment, because that's the only thing that we have to rely on to keep us safe, if you want to use those words. That is what protects us, is our sense of discernment. Then we know to act upon whatever it is. So anyway, just be aware.
Well, that goes into what was brought up in that writing 25 years ago, and that was the word savior. And we are our own saviors. And there's no outside force that's going to save us as such. People will look to certain, beings that, they're going to save us from going to hell or whatever it may be. really, it's your decision and your life and how you live it and what you bring out within. You want to
Take
that?
responsibility for yourself,
Yeah.
your own actions, your own thoughts. Um, and then it won't matter if there are any consequences because you would have checked that box off. You would have taken care of things by your own actions. Just do the best that you can do every moment, using your discernment to guide the way. And
Always within.
yeah,
So whatever that means, but to me, it's like we have it within our beingness, our
yeah,
consciousness.
yeah. The way I look at God, that is something that was before and will be after, totally within, throughout, all around, and far beyond. It's something that is just an amazing thing to contemplate, but you can't wrap your thoughts around it because it's just too big.
It is all God.
So God is just it's amazing to me.
Yeah. I was told that when I was 20 years old, that God's in everything. I woke up one morning, it was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's when you
Mhm.
when you if you've ever read the Gospel of Thomas, uh, it talks about that. Split a piece of wood, and I am there. It's everywhere.
All is, all is. All right, that brings me up to a few days ago. I wrote an article called "The Return," and or channeled, if you want to call it that. And I want to share that with you. And or are you going to do yours? You're going to do yours first.
Oh,
Yeah. So this is. Go ahead.
yeah. This was written in December of 2024.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. The Return. As the purifying fire burns through the souls of the faithful, meaning those who have not fallen prey to the desecration of the true flame of eternal beingness which resides within us, the light of truth is unsheathed from its sleep. The awakening of the truth returns once more, and its presence is accompanied by the physical manifestation of that whose seed resides within your own DNA. Those who walk and reside upon the earth. It is within us, which bears witness to that which begat us, and to that end our likeness shall return. A likeness more light than naught, and a stature more regal than that of the past. So the return is both internal and external, for the truth runs through and through, abundantly, meticulously, imperatively, and imperially. The birthright of mankind is a birthright befitting of the stars, for from whence you came, there shall you return.
The return. So I had forgotten that we have talked about that, and when I got this message another message on the return, it says much the same thing. I will share that in just a moment. Um, and I thought, did we do a podcast on that once? And so, I keep track of the names of our podcast, and lo and behold, I found one from last December, and I thought, uh-huh. And so I listened to it. Actually, I think it was last night. I thought, huh. And so brought that up today, and that's why you shared it, because it's so appropriate for now. Even though it was almost a year ago, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's happening. All right. Talk about things happening. They're happening. All right. Here is my message. It is with utmost pleasure we reach you in your domain. We are from the Antares system, just as you are, or are you. We have seen the forces put on mankind to hinder the process of reintegration into the soul body as total essence of beingness. And that now is changing from the sources of light you are a part of. Your internal patterns are making a shift into the recesses of all beingness. You ask about the changes that are going on, the return of the return of 3-eye Atlas. Indeed, this is a precursor to the next stage of development of the human species. I'm going to bring a little bit more about a few comments on 3-eye Atlas in just a bit. The return is actually you returning to your origins. We liken this to your consciousness migrating into all aspects of life, your total life, capital L for life. It is return to being and understanding your true identity of love made manifest. It is the heart, yet not your physical heart. It is the melting and melding of your forces, melting of the old structures which kept you in captivity. The melding is your soul aspect joining forces with source. It is grand in that most of humanity is going through these transformative processes. I had a vision of a blender. So they said, stay alert and you will witness great changes in your psyche as well as your physicality. It is indeed the return. Speak up and loudly. We're doing it. So all can hear. This time is fast approaching. Excuse me. I can't read my writing. Yeah, this time is fast approaching to herald in the new world. Nothing can or will hold this transformation down. It is happening. Enjoy the show. Simulcast from one being to the next. You will witness your strength and fortitude. Tell the world. That's all of us. Tell the world. In this, we are most grateful to witness and assist all who are ready to see themselves. Your abilities will astound you. A current is underfoot as the vibrations go out to all areas on Earth's surface. Many people hear it, some sense it, while others feel it. The magical center of planet Earth is making her move. Be joyous. A lot was said in there.
Yeah.
And I would read that back. It's like, So just my comment on 3-eye Atlas. You might want to add to it. Yeah, I choose not to remote view it. Something tells me not to do that. Dr. Michael Salla has put out, I think he said, a 12 or 13-page report on 3-eye Atlas. It'd be on exopolitics. I believe you can at least read it or watch one of his podcasts or videos. But he was getting information on it from quite a few notable people around the earth. And some are see it very positive, others see it negative. and there are others that say it's indifferent. And so I do feel it's definitely craft versus a comet, but it's still going to affect us, much like talking about Operation Red Nadir, in that in its it in itself may not be the most positive thing, yet it's going to help awaken people. And I was, as what I was told the other day, um, it's a precursor to just a moment how that was said. Um, Wrong article. Just a moment here. Um, Precursor to the next step of development of the human species. So, what does that mean? But I think it's our big awakening process and us returning to the more aspects of ourselves and star systems that we are connected to, such Antares is, well, I'm not sure about this, but I feel it's one of the first places that I manifested a physical body. And I know I have the connections to Sirius and Pleiades and some other places too. I think we all do. And but the Antarians started coming in, and in fact came in today, and we're going to share a little bit more about that in just a bit. So, do you have comments on this, Royce?
Like Three Eye Atlas.
Well, whatever.
Well,
On the
I
return.
started to talk about this the last podcast and when we got cut off. So I'll try it again. Um, I went through a week where I was getting visions of something, and the only thing that I can tie it to is Three Eye Atlas. I was in the car the first time, and I was getting an intense energy in the third eye area, and so which that's funny, isn't it?
I know, three eye.
Three eye,
Third eye.
third eye, yeah.
Mhm.
And so anyway, I was getting this intense energy. And so while driving, I was having a vision. And what I was seeing was like what started off as a planet looking thing. Um, it's kind of like around like where if you visualize like an equator area, uh, these like jets of golden light shot out, looked like kind of like plasma, like it was off gassing something on purpose, but all the way around, equal distance, and then that was all I saw the first time, I believe. The next time I got that intense third eye feeling, I was at home, and so I closed my eyes and I saw, those jets fanned out, and then all of a sudden they folded up so that well, they just folded up and kind of went to a point outside of where the body of this thing was. And then the next time that I got that sensation, I closed my eyes again, and uh, the whole sphere of this thing um, became like alive with that light. It was like that plasma light, almost looked like a sun. And so it was like, every time I looked at this thing, whatever it was I was looking at, it was morphing. It was changing from one stage to another, if you will. And so the next time I saw it, um, the it was like all of that plasma looking light went out to a ring, kind of like it made me think of the rings around Saturn, but it was all that light, and I didn't see any planet or anything inside. It was everything had become this ring, like a ring of fire. many of these rings, I'll say 3 or 4 of these rings, like there were different objects that were going through this same metamorphosis that this first one did. They overlapped. So you had like a ring and a ring, a ring and a ring,
You mean coming from different angles? And
Yeah, but
spherical?
they were overlapped.
Okay.
It was just the weirdest thing. And that was really all I saw, unless I told you something and I've forgotten about it. Did I?
I don't know.
Okay. I think that's it.
Yeah.
But it was just a very unusual thing, and to get the sensation with my third eye, and then to see these visions, it was just weird, different.
It's like, okay, how do you interpret all this?
Yeah. How do you?
Yeah.
And they say that there's more than one object, more than just Three-Eye Atlas. There's about at least 4 others.
I've heard 9
that you don't hear much about. So, but it's just kind of coinky dinky that all of these are converging in the same area. Coming from what I have heard and read in different directions, which is kind of odd in itself, all at the same time. So these are very interesting times on the face of the earth and in our solar system, to say the least.
Well, you weren't getting a warm and fuzzy feeling when you were having these visions, even though the light was kind of that golden light. Yeah,
it wasn't a warm and fuzzy. The first time I heard about Three-Eye Atlas, all of a sudden there was something inside of me that kind of got put on alert. So whether that turns out to be, warranted or not, I can't say. We'll just have to see how that plays out.
Yeah. Overall, the way I'm looking at it is that a possibility that some of the beings inside this craft may not be ones that we want to be really good friends with.
Yeah, I'm getting that shivering feeling
right now.
Yeah, and I haven't gotten that in a long time.
Okay.
So.
Okay, things happen while we're doing things live. However, what I feel the outcome of it coming through our solar system will be positive, much like Operation Red Nadir. They were gonna come as a savior, and it's like, it's not gonna work. Maybe work for some people. They think somebody's gonna come and save us, but I don't feel that at all. But anyway, it'll help awaken people that there's a lot more to our reality than what meets the eye.
Yeah, because some people just, whether they refuse to believe it or whether they just can't stretch that far, our planet has been visited for a very long time by beings far outside of our solar system, well off the earth. So it's time for us to wake up and smell the coffee, so to speak. We're not alone. We never have been. No.
My understanding, there's a lot of beings inside the earth. I know I've been told that. Seen some actually, and not with my projective consciousness. Now, if I've seen them face to face, not that I remember, unless I was blank slated, which can happen. I think we'll know what that means.
Memory erased.
Yes. So, it's something I choose not to remember. Could be. So,
and I've seen them ever since I was real little. So,
yeah. You just thought that was kind of part of life, right?
Yeah. I actually felt some of them that I was exposed to. I actually felt more at home being around them than I did other little kids, because I thought they were more alien than anything that I ever knew. I mean, some kids are just weird.
Okay. Yeah, your playmates may look gray, but and big eyes, but yeah, this is normal, but not everybody. All right. All right. I'm looking at my notes from today. Excuse me. Anybody have any comments on that before we move on?
Yeah, what do you say to that?
Yeah, exactly. Um, the Antarians did come in today, and they did say this is an exalted time frame, and they said everyone is watching, and that meant, I mean, this is the stuff that you were getting and I was writing down, but all Earthers basically, and all eyes are on Earth right now because how we affect everything.
Yeah.
And the ages, I'm reading what information you gave me. The ages have foretold the active forces culminating on the earth right now, waiting with bated breath, like a delegation. And you can explain this. You said 3 variations of the outcome.
Yeah, it's like there were 3 ways this could go, none of them bad. So I want to make that clear. None of them bad. But just different ways that people could react, could respond, things make changes, whatever. 3 different ways that our path could change, but none of them were bad.
Yeah, what we term as bad. And I was seeing the old building blocks, and in my vision, I was seeing, what a war-torn area looks like. I mean, the buildings are, demolished and everything looks gray and dirty and dusty. That's what I was seeing. Like all those old building blocks are being reduced to dust. And so that to me is a metaphor for all these old structures are leaving this earth plane. And so we will no longer be shackled, even though we don't even realize how shackled we have been.
Yeah.
So all that's happening now. And what else? And you mentioned time of the 4 accord. I don't know if you know what that means.
Yeah, there's the 4 accord. That's the name of a piece of art that I did a number of years ago. And I knew it had to do with the joining together of 4 different groups, whether it's 4 different nations, organizations, or something. I don't know. But that drawing has an image of Jupiter in the very center of it. And so that turning things around, that type of aspect of change is going to take place. And I believe there was something in there about a magic move.
Yeah, you had mentioned Trump. Wait. Trump is playing. He will be playing a magic move, or is playing a magic move.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
So that was right before you told me about, you saw the building blocks falling. So it's like something is getting ready to happen, that's going to help release us from the bondage of some of these old things that have been taking over our lives that are no longer needed.
Mm-hmm. I'm just, excuse me, just looking at my notes. It's like, okay, how do I fit this in? The Antarian was a female, and she was small. I mean, she was small and curvy. I mean, she definitely looked female, and she did have something right here, like fur. It wasn't whiskers or something right here, just on the jawbone.
Yeah, so there is a difference in the way they look.
Yeah. But she was pointing to a place on Earth below the equator. Then you realized that 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 this is during the Pangean age. So that's
Yes.
before,
Long time ago.
Pangea, before that even split into the continents that we know today.
Yeah, so a long, long, long time ago, they've been watching.
Yes, and that's how long it's been for this anticipation of what is happening today. Talk about big.
Yeah. Yes.
And I don't know if you realize this, talking about the word magical, and I think it may have been in that other Operation Red Nadir article too, which is 25 years ago. But that this is, the other day when I said I was told the magical center of planet Earth is making her move. So it's like, wow, a lot going on. And yeah.
And the way I understand the universe, it's a reflective universe that we live in. Whatever we feel or whatever's going on with us personally, you will see that reflected out in the universe, within your own little universe or way out in the universe. It's just how we function. One thing reflects as another, which reflects as another, which reflects as another.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
The other thing I was told before our podcast was this is an epic moment, and I got the word time involved. Can't say the word involvement, like being embalmed. I'm like, what does this mean? And then I got the words restorative peace injections. And so you're seeing it as a restorative process when somebody's embalmed.
Well, preservation.
Preservation. There.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Not restore. You're right. Preservations. But and then I heard it was full on. We will see the whole world differently. It'll be like a metamorphosis, yet it will feel familiar. So, it's all going to be, from what I get, it's all going to be wonderful. And then I heard soon all will start making sense. Because you get a little piece of the puzzle, starts putting it together, and then all of a sudden, well, wait a minute, what's that mean? And even what you saw with the light coming out of that sphere and the lines, etc. Like, what is that? Why is it doing that? And what does that have to do with us? And blah 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 blah.
But I just thought of something. When you have those, when I saw the rings of light, they were kind of one and then one and one, and it's all in the same place. It reminds me of the atom.
Oh.
So the thing about the universe is reflective. So it's like something's getting ready to happen, and it'll be, oh man, it's very far reaching, inwardly and outwardly, like we were saying. It's a atomic level and everything beyond.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, more to follow. Soon things will start making sense. Oh, you did get some more information. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. But this is the last thing that I got right before we came here. Hypocrisy. Everywhere you turn, hypocrisy. Rude though it may be, a time is coming, an event in so many words, that puts a stop and an absolute halt to the hypocrisy. Watch and wait. It is all about to be revealed. From the many planetary systems connected to the Earth, we watch and wait as well.
Good note to end on. Overall, all is well. Use discernment, everything that you hear. Be true to yourself. Speak out if you feel like doing so. talk to other people if you need to talk, because some people say, I don't have anybody to talk to, I hear that quite a bit. But there are a lot of people that really want to talk a lot about this, and exchange of ideas, exchange of knowledge, whatever it is. So go ahead and do it. Find somebody to speak to, and do not be afraid that they're going to think you're crazy. If they do, it's their issue, not yours.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a good point to make.
Yeah.
Discern between what is yours and what is not.
Well, that's the other thing, because feeling these energies, it's like, okay, is this my issue, or am I feeling the collective consciousness? So always ask, and that's part of using discernment. So, or in those times, magical times.
Yeah, they are magical times.
Mm-hmm.
But we're right on the heels of Halloween right now, and so things can get a little spooky. But find that true place deep within you, that place filled with light, that place that feels like home because it is home. And when things get a little weird, just go home, go
Right.
deep within,
Mm-hmm.
still your mind, and do your best. If you watch the news, if you see things happening and it's very upsetting, go home. Steady yourself, because if you cannot be steady yourself, you're just going to add to the energy of the chaos. And we're here to do just the opposite. We're here to be a steady force, a calming force, a comforting force, an uplifting force upon the face of the earth at this particular time. We came here to do this. We came here to be here now for this.
Mm-hmm.
So just steady yourself and be the best that you can be. If things get rough, it's okay. Take a deep breath and start all over. Here we are, and we're doing well to be here now. So
Yeah.
I am very grateful to all of you who have stayed this long. I know it has been difficult for some. So our hearts go out to you. I know I can speak for you as well on that. Our hearts go out to you. I love you so much. Please remember the animals and all the people who are in need, because there's a lot of that going on right now. Do your best.
Just hold that love within, send it out, and reassure yourself everything is going to be absolutely great, which it will, and to send that message out to those that are a little bit nervous about what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Even if you just hold a hand, that's all you can do. Great.
Big smile. It makes their day.
Yeah.
I just saw a heart that went up on the screen there. I'm not sure where that came from, but that was nice. All right. How about that? All right. Thank you. We love you. And good day. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.